Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, or in this workout I should say, I worked up to some heavy snatches as I seemingly always like to do, but when you're good at something I suppose you like pushing it. But I started out this workout with some no contact muscle snatches, and I do these with no contact, no hook, and try to do them relatively strict. I basically just stop when they get slower. You can kind of see once I get to the 85 kilo rep that I did, that it got a little bit slower at the kind of turnover part. So I like to push them up because they are kind of a fun movement to do. And with some of these, I think until I got to like 70 kilos, I was doing some overhead squats on some of the sets. I was repeating some of the lighter weights, but it's a really good warm up. That's mostly why I like doing them. It's a good primer for snatches. You see Lasha, Tallahassee do these a lot, but I think that's why you see a lot of people do them now, but or at least more so than what you would see before he came onto the scene. And I like them. Like they're not really, you don't really have to think too hard to do them, and it's a good thing to work on with like the bar path of the bar. And I got away from doing them for a while, and I'm not really sure why. So I definitely want to add them in, and they don't really take anything out of you physically. But I did these, then worked up to some heavy snatches, and I was having a bit of a, I guess, mechanical breakthrough. But I was feeling really technically like I could do a lot of weight, even though I didn't really feel like explosive. And the reason for that was my arm action, or at least what I was doing with my arms, was feeling like it was timed really well. So what I was feeling, and maybe this was brought upon from some of the block work from the last couple days and some of these muscle snatches, but I was feeling like I was timing the pull with my arms at the correct point. So what my thought was, and maybe this is incorrect, but it was feeling very correct, so it probably is, but I was making or getting to the point where the bar was at my hips and then pulling with my arms. So kind of like when my legs started to extend in that third pull, my arms would also start to, I guess, flex and try to pull on it. And I think one of the issues that I have and will have when I miss is if I activate my arms too early or I pull with my arms too early, then I end up missing out in front or pulling it too far behind. And so what I was feeling with, like, even with this 40 kilos on there, I was like, this feels a lot more correct, and you can do it really correct with just the bar. But I was feeling like I was moving faster under the bar, which is obviously big for me because I'm pretty slow in general. So I was really excited to push these up because I was feeling like, all right, you just pull it to the hip and then pull with the arm. So I was just basically waiting to pull until I was extended. And when you see some of these misses, that's where I could feel where I wasn't doing that as well. And the pull with the arms is kind of like a vertical pull once you get to that hip, and everything's kind of in that final extension before you pull under, or more accurately as you pull under. I'm sorry if you hear Charles snoozing in the background. He is snoring quite loud. But I was feeling really locked in, and like I said, I wasn't physically like feeling very great. My shoulder wasn't really hurting too bad, wasn't really having any knee pain or anything like that. But I was just like getting under it, and it felt really stable. Like I was just putting it in a really good position. So I just kept pushing it up. I missed this 120 here, and then came back and made it. Missed 125 on the first attempt, and then made it. And then took a crack at 130 and 132. And they weren't very good reps, but they weren't terribly off. And I could feel where like I had weaknesses in that ability to keep my upper back tight and to really use that in the finish. And like there, I almost overdid it because it felt like I made that correction from the first rep. But I was really excited about that. When I did my clean jerk work after this, I decided just to do some power jerks, and I wasn't really feeling it. My left wrist was a bit achy on them. Oh yeah, I dropped down after I did my snatches to do some powers, and these felt a lot better than they had previously, or at least doing these reps felt really good as far as the pull and just kind of reinforcing what I was trying to feel. And looking back on these, they look pretty good too. I'm slow, but I'm always slow. But they feel like even there, I was like almost over pulling it to like my back and my foot. But when I got to the power jerks, my wrist was definitely sore. And that's something I just need to get better at, is just working through that pain and maybe not pushing as hard on snatches and being able to get more clean and jerk work in. So that's one of the things I want to do today is a lot of front squats and work from the blocks, because I have blocks to do jerks from the blocks, at my house. I'm just really lazy about setting them up because it is more work, and when there's that resistance, obviously if you can choose to do something else, usually do. And I'm really bad about that. I need to do a lot of jerks from the block because I have the ability to do them. It's the summer, so it's really the best time to do them because I can do them as frequently as I want. And it's a big weakness of mine just to build that tolerance. But I didn't even attempt this 141. It would have actually been a PR for the power jerks. And this is the last thing that we kind of mention and kind of point out. These are some of the squats I did, and I was able to record them from the front, which I can't really do at the house. And I was feeling the hip shift and kind of noticing them a little bit, or at least noticing that my body was wanting to do them and really having to fight against it. And it's from my right side to my left side, so that makes sense because that's like when my snatches are kind of like wobbly on the left side. It's partially from the shoulder weakness or mobility in the shoulder, but it's also from the pull with my leg pushing the weight over. And when I was feeling that, like on that 180 pause squat there, I was feeling my body wanting to push over. So it's something I'm going to have to be really aware of to do some extra work and to do things like getting good at lunges. I'm terrible at lunges because they hurt my knee. After I had my knee scoped years ago, it's one of the things, those in like Bulgarian split squats are just really painful on my knee, and I just stay away from them because I just hate doing them. But I'm going to get good at them and make it so I can like do bodyweight ones without any pain, because I think that will carry over very well to squats and just being more balanced in general. And while I'm doing squats as well, to just really be aware of my hip wanting to shift over and doing slower squats, so perhaps not as heavy with them, especially when I'm at my house, because I'm not able to assess the hip shift while I'm doing it. But thankfully I'm able to feel it, and I was able to correlate that feeling with what I was seeing on the video. So I was able to kind of work against that. So now that I'm kind of aware of it, I can focus on squatting straight up and knowing that when it gets heavier that hip shift is going to want to happen. And I think that's a lot of what the kind of the knee pain is coming from. But just more stuff to work on. So hopefully the next video you see, you'll see a lot of front squats and some jerks from the block, and I don't know, maybe some snatch stuff as well. I always get addicted to snatches and just do too much volume with that and wear myself out for the rest of my workout. But it is what it is with that. But that's gonna be it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all in the next video. Peace.